Ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs, welcome to the Beacon TVL show, your beacon in the world of decentralized finance. I am your host, Chris, the DeFi professor. We got a great show lined up for you today. Blessings to Robert Waxy G. He actually is not here today, but I do have a fantastic guest lined up for you guys today. One of my colleagues, shout out to the unicorns from CreatorFi. I got a really great panelist here. We have my friend Ryan from, you there, Ryan? There he is. Ryan from Web3 Iloilo and Base Philippines. How are you, sir?
Hi, GMGM. Good morning. Ryan here from Web3 Iloilo, co-founder and regional base ambassador for Visayas here in the Philippines. So, yeah, thank you very much, Chris, for inviting me here. And I'm happy, super excited on what we are going to be talking about.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the news today. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the big news that's coming from the world of blockchain, and then we'll also talk to Ryan about what he's doing with Web3 Iloilo. Talk about Base Philippines and how the Philippines is the new hotbed for blockchain here on this planet. And as a foreign-born Philippine national, very excited to talk about this today. Yeah, so we'll even talk about things that are going to be happening in June down the line as well. But before that, I wanted to do a little opening things like that we normally do. So Ryan, I wanted to ask you, do you do a lot of cooking?
No, I'm actually bad at cooking.
You're not good with the luto. Okay, that's okay. Okay, that's fine. Uh, okay, well then I'll reframe the question. So if there is something that is like your current like favorite thing to eat, what is that thing? And let the people know what that is.
Yeah. So here in the Philippines, the most popular food is adobo.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually a big fan as well, especially if it's chicken adobo or pork adobo. So also chicken joy, of course, Jollibee's chicken joy. um, it's one of my favorites as well, and especially the Jollibee. So a lot of people might be not that fan of Jollibee's spaghetti, but it's one of my favorites food. It's actually my comfort food here in the Philippines.
Really, Jollibee spaghetti is your comfort food.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's funny because I make a really good pork adobo. It's one of my favorite things to make for my family
Oh
and
wow.
friends, and that's not what I was going to talk about today. But one of my favorite things to make. Do you like pizza?
Yes.
Okay, so one of my favorite things there is a chain, and not it's kind of closed down a bit here in the United States. It's called Old Chicago, and they have something that's an appetizer called Italian nachos, and that is right now my
Mm.
guilty pleasure. I might be making it for dinner. It depends. Um, and basically, you can go to the store and you buy wonton wrappers. Wonton wrappers, at least here in the U.S.
Oh
They
wait, I
they
think I lost my audio.
I can hear you. Okay, I hear you.
One moment.
Okay, you
Hello,
there?
hello.
I hear you. I hear you. You're good. I can hear you. You can't.
Okay, it's
You're okay. We're good.
oh I see. Okay. I think the power on my condenser mic is one
I hear you.
moment.
I hear you just fine. I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. You're good.
Mic test, mic test.
Yep, I hear you.
Okay, I think I'm going to change my one moment.
Okay. I mean, I can hear. We can hear you just fine. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can hear you. You're good. We'll give Ryan that chance to kind of switch it up. But um, I make Italian nachos. Get pre-made wonton wrappers. Cut them into. What I do is I fry them in a little bit of oil, and then you cut them into triangles, and then you lay it off on a sheet, and then you add. I add crumbled Italian sausage that's cooked, that's fried, uh, pepperoni, banana peppers, and then tons of mozzarella cheese. Hmm. Well, everything is just going to poo poo land right now. Hold on. Let me figure out if I can rescue what's going on here, because it looks like.
Mic test, mic.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
Okay. How about my camera?
Your camera is not on currently, but give me a second. Let me pull that back up. Let's see. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'd apologize for that
No,
one.
no, that's not. Actually, it's not. We could hear you fine the entire time. I don't know if it was just something wrong with the stream. I had a because I'm on my internet here had a little bit of a hiccup yesterday, so it might be a little glitchy. So I apologize for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Anyway,
think
I was just talking about the dish I was making with Italian nachos.
go ahead.
It's just you take wonton wrappers, you cut them into triangles, you fry them, you cook up any meat that you want. We like to do either ground beef or ground sausage, pork sausage. And you put that on top of that on a sheet tray. Once you fry up that, add pepperoni, banana peppers, cover with cheese, put it in the oven, and then you get it going. So it's like pizza on a pan in a way, but with using wonton chips as kind of like a little bit of a crust. It's really good. It's an easy dinner because you just get some pizza sauce with some Parmesan cheese on top, and it's good to go. Kids are happy, so that's
Awesome.
all that
Yeah.
matters.
Hope you're going to post it. Yeah.
Oh no,
Or create content about that one.
I should do that. I make it pretty often. Well, not as often as I want to, but uh, anyway, let's go ahead and get to the news because I know I only have you for a little bit today. And again, thank you for your time for being here. Looking at the markets, we always start here with CoinMarketCap. I am an improved CoinMarketCap um, content creator, so I do feature them over CoinGecko these days. Market has rebounded a bit, Ryan. We're looking at that. You would think that in a world where the markets are tanking because of war, they're actually holding steady in this extended sideways crab market, which is something that is good to see overall. And again, even though the stock markets may be tanking across the world, crypto is holding steady. Hopefully, we can continue to see more of this moving forward. The big news, I think, at least for people in DeFi, is that perps are still running really hot. If we look at crypto bubbles, this is the other thing that we look at when it comes to what we're doing here. We're seeing some interesting bids here that are overall just kind of showing where we're at. And I think this is the day. Let's look at the week. Hype up, hype. Okay, so for the week, this is a good indication of where most of the stories are that matter to, a lot of people are curious, how should I interpret what's going on? OKX has some big news we'll talk about in a minute. Hyperliquid has been running super hot. Interestingly enough, Pi Network is up almost 28%. Exactly how? Not completely sure, but is Pi Network something that's big there in the Philippines, Ryan?
Yes. They
Okay.
actually got featured multiple times here in the Philippines. There are some controversies when it comes to their followers as well. But yeah, they have a big group here in the Philippines. They're very vocal actually in social media.
Really? Okay. Tell me more. I
Let
mean,
me
so
just
so
take a
how
look.
how do most people use Pi Network there? Is it just more of like a hold token? Because I know there are a lot of like drivers who are big into like literally drivers, young people who use mobile phones. Pi Network is something that is used, a lot, internationally, especially. So you're saying that is the case there in the Philippines. A lot of people are into Pi Network.
Actually, I'm not that really familiar with this group since I'm not focused on this kind of blockchain. I'm
Okay.
more on the Ethereum side, and but yeah, I just heard some news from them. Let me just check here
Oh, you're fine.
because I think they have a very big news last time. Mm.
No worries. Sorry for the dead air, guys. I'm just in the middle of just making sure our posts are going out to the world. So we're good there. But yeah, so Pi is up on some interesting news. We can of course go here and just double check to see, what's the latest news that's going on with them. Oh, there's some greens. I mean, there's some unlocks that are coming. That's probably a little bit of it. So maybe a possible bullish unlock on Pi Network. We're down to 2 cents. Up to 23 cents for Pi. Huh.
Yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm going to share the news here because I think last year they got viral.
Yes.
What they did was they created or organized a prayer vigil for Pi Network. So they organized it in one of the cities here in the Philippines, and they actually have candles with them and praying for for Pi Network to go up. Because if it, for me, it's I don't know really the reason why,
Okay.
but I think they're praying for it to go up. Uh,
So we're hoping
so
for
that's
some.
kind of funny.
So we're hoping for some Santo Nino got my back kind of stuff, right? Okay, got it. All right. Well,
Yeah, but we have to respect what they're doing,
yes, of
and even
course.
though every community has their own ways to express their support with the
Exactly.
network.
Fair enough. Well, let's move really quickly then to the one commodity that's being watched very closely, at least with the global conflict going right now in the Middle East, and that is oil. And for those who are looking to trade oil as a commodity in a decentralized way, Hyperliquid's going to be your spot. Mainly because they have perps here with using HIP3. We've talked about this extensively over the last year. Using markets.xyz, which is part of their HIP3 initiative, where anyone that has the hype available can create their own perps infrastructure on top of Hyperliquid Core, which is huge. So looking at the open interest, and this is for Hyperscreener. If anybody who follows Hyperliquid in our group is looking to find a good place, Hyperscreener is really interesting because it actually gives you some really good proper stats on how well Hyperliquid is doing, to the point where I know that there are CXs that are scared of Hyperliquid because, especially on 1010 with October 10th and that issue, things went pretty well in terms of what happened there on that spot. Sorry, my screen did some weird things there. Anyway, I swear my computer's doing weird things today. Anyway, we're looking at a bunch of different stats here, but what's amazing is just the continued amount of volume. And again, this is non-HLP volume. This is stuff like which is HIP3 and stuff like that. This is all just rising, going up and to the right. So whoever is interested in Hyperliquid, if you're looking for a good place to take on some perps, which are decentralized derivatives with directional exposure, you can do that here specifically with the U.S. oil perp here on markets.xyz. They have a couple others too. I want to say there used to be one there's one for U.S. energy, but there's one for the one for U.S. oil, and then the S&P 500 are going to be the three most used, at least on markets.xyz. So for anyone who's looking for exposure, of course, none of this is financial advice. But if you're looking to use perps to do that, you can do that here. It uses USDH, which is the native stablecoin of Hyperliquid. So it's easy to get there. You can use HyperEVM to switch to USDH. If you have USDT0, USDC, any other stablecoin that you have moving forward. So, Ryan, do you use Hyperliquid at all, just out of curiosity? Are you a trader? Are you much of a trader?
To be honest, I'm not actually good at trading as well.
That's
Uh,
okay.
I'm more on fundamentals.
I
So
love that.
yeah, but
Fundamentals for the win.
yeah, just waiting for something big to happen.
Exactly.
But yeah, the currently the war here is for me is though it's sad to hear, but it's the best time to buy
Hmm.
because everything is on sale. So that's one thing that I learned when it comes to trading.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And with everything that's moving on, and we'll talk about OKX in a minute, you're going to have a lot of opportunities from a everyday trader standpoint, right? Because normally for a lot of people, they have to go through a broker, they have to go through some type of exchange to
Mm,
do that. So the most beautiful thing about being in decentralized finance is that you and me as everyday retail, and crypto participants, DeFi participants, have access to this from a self-custody standpoint. We get to control what we can do with our capital, and that's the most wonderful thing about it. And we'll talk even more about this because there is some interesting news related to what's happening with the war. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and just talk about some of the big raises as part of the title of the podcast today. And these are all going to be globally felt. And I think that's probably the most interesting part. And I don't know if they're completely huge in the Philippines, Ryan, but Cast. Now, here's the thing about Cast. They're only 16 months old. I met Cast last year when I went to the Bitcoin Global Conference for North America in Las Vegas in April. Met the team there. They were handing out free Cast cards, and Cast is basically a digital spending card. So if you have Bitcoin, if you have ETH, if you have whatever, Sol I think is also one, you deposit it into your account. It's a mobile first or mobile friendly app, and then you get a physical card that you can use to spend your crypto however you like. So it's a nice off-ramping solution for those who A, don't have a bank, and B, are looking for a stable place to store your money safely, as well as easy ways to pay for utilities, for everyday shopping. That's the beautiful thing about Cast. And they're looking to go global, and a huge $80 million raise. That's a gigantic number, guys, for a company that frankly just specializes in spending cards. Uh, they're doing this specifically to expand the stablecoin financial services that they're going to be powering. So, Ryan, I know that you guys have Gcash. There's a couple different groups that are doing something like this there. So, just from your perspective, is it common in the Philippines or anywhere in Southeast Asia for people to use cards like these to pay for services?
Yes. Some of my friends just posted a few months ago, and also recently using crypto to buy Jollibee,
There you go.
to buy food.
There you go.
So that's a game changer for me, because if you do transaction like convert your crypto to peso,
Yeah.
there are some deductions as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's especially for local exchanges here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's a big difference as well when it comes to doing the transaction. So for this one, it's actually going to help you less
Mm-hmm.
with it's going to help you save your crypto than uh changing it to peso or fiat.
Perfect.
So, and also some cards as well charges around 20%
Yes.
per transaction fee and annual fees.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's a big no-no. That's why, and also here in the Philippines, there's a lot of neo banks that are
Yes.
planning to enter as well the
Yes.
country. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. I actually applied for one of the neo banks here, so hopefully, we get in. So we'll see, we'll see.
No, you're right, and it's very important that we're seeing this across the globe, right? Because ultimately, stable coins and digital assets, they give us two big reasons to hold them. One, they're anti-fragile, and B, they're censorship resistant. So we stable coins give purchasing power to people in countries where their fiat currency is being devalued, right? So this is huge. The ability to maybe on ramp once into something like Solana or some of these other chains, and then just use stable coins, getting yields, however that you're building your passive income, and then to be able to continue to hold them there, but also spend them as you need to, like you said, to buy Jollibee or go to, if you're trying to buy something on Lazada or something like that, right? You can use these cards because at least I think for Cast, they're also either MasterCard or Visa compatible. So that's another big thing that's going to be huge. So moving forward, as you mentioned, these neobanks, we've been talking about neobanks here on the show for a good almost 18 months now. This is going to be like we mentioned here, 2026 is the year of integration. 2018 to 2025 was the disruption, the innovation, ideation, you know, implementation of all of these rails, these payment rails that were around. And now we're going to be in a situation where everything is going to be integrated. And that's the key. And I think that's going to be huge with companies like the neobanks you're mentioning, like Cast, and the next big raises that are going here. The other one is this wasn't necessarily a raise, but OKX, the big global exchange, mostly Asia facing. They're now in the U.S. as of I think almost now 2 weeks ago. That's huge for them because of everything they're doing. Because they're also in the EU. They now have a strategic partnership with ICE, not that ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange, which is the mother company of the New York Stock Exchange. What's interesting is that the only other big company that has a partnership with ICE is Circle and also Coinbase, because they're pretty much hand in hand at this point. So the fact that OKX is now uh, also part of New York Stock Exchange in terms of data is actually very big for OKX. So this is big for them. This is big for their wallet, even their layer two blockchain, and just a lot of really big things here. So they're actually going to be licensing OKX data. That's huge because it provides multiple oracles, multiple spot crypto prices. This is the stuff that you do want. We want there to be competition with oracles. We don't want just one oracle like Chainlink, like Redstone, like Pyth, just saying exactly what the price is going to be. Anytime you can have an aggregate because of there are multiple prices to get the best price available for the consumer, we win in this space. So that's huge there. So congratulations to them. The other is going to be Zodal, something we've talked about a bit here. Zcash, big privacy coin. One thing, Ryan, that I think is going to be huge is that we're getting all of this implementation for traditional finance now into DeFi. Privacy is a big part of what's going to be moving forward. So a lot of the stalwarts specifically for privacy, such as Shade Protocol, Monero, and this is Zcash, three big ones that are here in this space. This is the old development team from Zcash, from Electric Labs, now going off on their own to have a wallet that's called Zashi. I actually have it here on my wallet. I'm sorry, not my wallet, on my phone, as a mobile app, and it's being rebranded as Zodal. And really bullish on this because privacy is going to be one of those things, Ryan, that is going to be huge moving forward. Because yes, we love the fact that blockchains are public, they're immutable, they're using smart contracts. But for some people, they don't want their transactions to be seen. And I think having good private, not private blockchains, but the ability to shield your transactions so that, yes, there's going to be multiple ways to look up transactions, but for people to not be able to transact with you or see how your transactions are going, I think that's still going to be something that people do want, right? Because yes, I love the fact that I can go on blockchains and you can actually look up any blockchain transaction because the majority of blockchains are public. The thing is if someone ever can figure out a wallet from you, they can tie that information together, and now your transactions aren't so private. So $25 million here, huge round from Paradigm, A16Z, Cypherpunk, which is through Winklevi, the Winklevi twins, Winklevoss Capital, Coinbase Ventures, that's huge. Maelstrom, which is going to be Arthur Hayes' group. We're seeing a lot of huge, even just big angels here and just big influencers such as David Friedberg, Balaji, as well as Hasib, and Mert's a huge Zcash guy. So this is big for them. It went from hopefully the team can figure out a way to do something to now they've got $25 million to build big things. And there's already a Starknet based layer 2 that's being built to build DeFi services on top. This is going to be big. Not today, Ryan, but hopefully 12 to 18 months from now, as these things get moved over, privacy is going to be an option for most people who are going to be doing blockchain transactions. I think is going to be really important. What are your thoughts on privacy, at least here in this space? Is it needed? Is it, hopefully something that comes hand in hand at the base layer? Let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. Actually, my friend and I a few weeks ago was talking about ZK Proof.
Yes.
She actually visited here in the Philippines, and she's from the Ethereum Philippines community or
Yes.
lead. So yeah, for me, very privacy is very important as well. I don't want to other people as well to know my transactions and how much my wallet uh, is currently right now. But um, yeah, this is kind of new for me. I think it's not yet being talked here in the Philippines. So this is thank you for sharing this one. But I'll have to dive into for more knowledge regarding this.
No, no worries. It's actually going to be very important, right? Because there are private blockchains, and as you because we're going to talk about some of the things happening in the Philippines soon, but as we move more towards countries and sovereign nations moving to blockchain, right? Because it's immutable. You can own your own data. That's probably the biggest win for most people. You get to own your actual data, and we're not talking just about
Mm-hmm.
not your personal identification number, your tax ID. We're also going to be talking about anything related like your health information, your house deed, your driver's license, things like passport information. This is all going to be in your possession, and things like privacy with like Zcash and Zodal, Monero, and now, as you mentioned, ZK proofs, which is really just to help with instant settlement, instant finality in a very private way, to challenge digital identity and consensus is going to be very big moving forward. So, one thing I did want to press on before we move on to talking more about what you're doing, sir, is let's talk a little bit about and this is really just more for our American audience. There's gonna be a fight, and this is gonna be global. This isn't just a U.S. thing. The EU has already talked about how they don't think they don't think Bitcoin is sustainable. They think that there's big problems with that. So the fact that banks have been given time now to think about this uh, is going to be a problematic thing, because the Clarity Act, which would give market structure and definitions for a lot of financial transactions in the US, still on the cusp of being approved. If it doesn't get approved in the next, like, think 3 weeks, probably not being approved this year, which could be a big, I think, a wrench in the situation. But we'll see exactly how that moves. But it looks like J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, even Bank of America are looking to possibly sue the government, specifically the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, to not give groups like PayPal, Ripple, an actual banking license, so that they can actually have the same rules as regular banks. I mean, for those who don't know, this is them talking out of both sides of their mouth, because these guys are already in crypto. They already have institutional stuff through Canton Blockchain, through Canton Network. J.P. Morgan Chase even has their own stablecoin. It's on Base. It's called JPMD. They're they're just trying to protect their bottom line so that people don't flee banks to go on chain. With that said, regardless of how people look at it, there's enough public negativity sentiment against crypto that they probably don't need to push this hard to get people to not use crypto to go on chain, right? Another one here is from Jake Travinsky. Shout out to Jake Travinsky for this one. He from the American Bankers Association. This is the part that kind of struck me as like, what are you guys doing? Because this speaker said holding payment stablecoin, creating liquidity in that DeFi world, that's part of the crypto roadmap, but that's not okay. And I saw this and I was like, all right, what's not okay? And I do have a statement here that I put on this. I don't know about you, Ryan. If you have a Philippine bank account, if you put money in that bank account, are you currently earning anything on your checking account balance?
Okay, so that's a very good question, Chris, because most of my assets are no longer in the bank.
Good for you.
I no longer
Good
save in the
for
bank.
you. Clap for that. Louder for those in the bank. But if you did have one, would you be earning anything by putting it in the bank?
There's an annual interest, but
Okay.
it's very small.
Like, define
So
how
one of
small.
the I don't want to announce the name of the bank,
No,
but
you
it's
don't have
around
to.
zero point
That's
zero
fine.
0.65% or
Yeah,
lower. So it's not even 1% annually.
exactly. This is the
So
point
for
that we're
me,
trying to make. Go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
yeah, I don't see the point saving money in the bank if that is how small the interest rate is. And also that's why I'm leaning towards neobanks. It's because they offer 10% to 15% plus APY for holding stable coins. So, so it's going to be a big competition for the banks. That's why they wanted to kill this. Not also same here in the Philippines. There are killing competitions. The local companies are killing the international competitions from entering the country.
Yep.
It's because it's going to affect their market, and
Exactly.
they wanted to monopolize the Filipino market. But here, Filipinos are already opening their eyes and
Good.
interested with this kind of with blockchain and and other technologies because this is going to change everything.
Yeah.
So it's giving back the power and the money or uh to the people.
Yeah. I mean, and what's crazy is that I know a lot of people here, just around me, Ryan, that believe that the money that matters is the money that you're literally holding in your hands, right? Little do they know that that money, due to inflation, is literally losing value the moment it's in there, year after year. In fact, this penny right here, already out of circulation. They don't make pennies anymore. Uh, so it's just like, ultimately, if you're going to hold this old school mentality about where your money should be held, yes, we should have things like community banks, savings, and loans. But if they have the opportunity to give their customers who make them actually in business better returns, they should offer them. Now, there's a lot of work that has to be done. Can't say that it won't matter, but the beautiful part about the fact that, as you said with neobanks, I don't have to go to wait in line with people. I don't have to talk to a loan officer. They don't have to check my credit. I can just deposit and earn with my hard-earned money. That's the way banking should be, right? So, I mean, it's just one of those things that it's funny how a lot of these capitalist banks, regardless of where you are in the world, are trying to protect their bottom line as much as humanly possible. Let me move to this next part here before we end, to start talking about things with the Philippines. But this is today, straight from Walter Bloomberg, from Walter. Well, he's not Walter Bloomberg, but very good. I guess he is Walter Bloomberg. Never mind. Regardless, longtime tech influencer Walter, HSBC branches closed in Qatar until further notice to ensure safety of customers and staff. Totally understand that. That is something making sure everybody is safe is the key. This won't be the first time that these brick and mortar branches are closing. This is probably going to cause a bit of a frenzy because if people cannot go into a branch because of the way fractional banking rules work to remove some money and just have to rely with everything hopefully through their phone or hopefully through ATMs, things might get a little crazy. Obviously, some of these comments are a bit unhinged. But with what's happening with drone strikes, because that's the one reason, drone strikes just hit Dubai International Airport earlier today. It's crazy that they're going where places where people actually are, right? That are causing this bit of unrest. What are you going to do when your bank gets, let's say that they actually use drones or missiles to actually hit a vault, and suddenly that money is now vaporized into, well, let's just be honest, that's not what's going to happen. But it's the mental picture, it's the optics of what people consider to be their life savings in a pile of paper, as opposed to thinking about it from like the outside world of, or rather the 10,000-foot view of, everything is now digital. Embrace that. There's new technology to make it so you can actually earn more and lose less of your money. Consider doing that. Now, should you put all your money in crypto? No, of course not. You never put your eggs, all of your eggs in one basket. But to have a good, diversified portfolio of things in, let's just say, stocks, bonds, equities, crypto, yield farms, liquidity pools, perp dexes, even prediction markets, things like that. You should have a good way to have multiple parts of your portfolio earning money for you. Yes, it's great to have money just sitting in a bank storage, but it's not earning anything there. And that's okay for some people. But what are you going to do when that old world passes you by and you didn't make the bridge to the new world, right? That's going to be, this is a coming sign for what could be happening over the next, I mean, if they really won't finish this war or this conflict rather until September, uh, this is going to be pretty nasty, especially with the price of this asset moving forward. And then you're going to get into gold and silver and bronze. But yeah, as you mentioned, you're on the road to being bankless, as we call it in this space, Ryan. So I think that's great. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience so far about being bankless? Has it been a good experience? I'm sure a lot of people are curious about that.
Not really totally bankless. We still need to have each person in a bank.
Yes.
To be honest, kasi we have to convert our majority here in the Philippines still use fiat and
Okay.
peso.
Hmm.
So we have no option. We still have to go to the bank to uh, and withdraw our money from the ATMs. So yeah, the good thing that you actually mentioned this one is because that's one thing that we are preparing here in the Philippines as well. We do not know what's going to happen with banks, and especially that every country has conflicts as of the moment. So we're not praying for something worse to happen, but I think it reminds me of the pandemic times where
Yes.
everyone is not allowed to go out,
Yep.
and we we have to. And during that time, banks as well are closed, so we have no option but to use digital money, and that's the time that here in the Philippines, digital banks was mostly used because before the pandemic, uh, nobody is using digital banks. They're more on face-to-face transactions talaga. And also, cryptocurrency here was started to grow talaga.
Hmm.
By the way, am I allowed to speak in Tagalog or
Taglish, go ahead.
I'll, d- I'll do mix.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, um, Web3 and blockchain here in the Philippines really expanded during the pandemic. It's because everyone is in their house and we have no option as well to uh, transfer money. The best way is to do it online and digitally. And to be honest, in case of a war, hopefully it doesn't happen here. Uh, that's one. Cryptocurrency is the best option to transfer because if your money is locked in the bank, uh, we cannot use that for everyday transactions. So even though it's a war, we still need to buy food and other commodities. So yeah, good thing that some of our communities already knows how to use this one. But yeah, that's one thing that we are preparing for, and but yeah, we have to. Let's not hope for the worst.
Yes, and of course. What I will say is if the banks won't listen to their customers, hopefully they listen to MasterCard and Visa because MasterCard, and we've covered this, ever since literally for the last 12 months, them doing, their MasterCard Move program, their 360 program. Visa actually has an actual consulting practice to help any global or US based company learn more about stablecoins and deploy them. MasterCard now has this MasterCard Crypto Partner Program, which I guess is their Move program upgraded with 85 crypto native companies and growing as of today. And we're looking at large numbers of companies, all the major blockchains, Paxos, Ripple. I mean, everybody's posting this on their timeline today at least on my Twitter feed. Everyone's talking about being a proud partner of MasterCard. So I think the rails are definitely there to bridge between fiat, Web 2, and Web 3. It's all now a matter of who's going to be the fastest one to get to the mobile platform and get it going into the hands of regular people. So uh, that'll be the big thing there. Last thing I'll talk about before you start talking about your stuff, Ryan, with your initiatives is Pancake Swap. One thing we've talked about on this show for quite some time now is just the rise of AI agents and agentic things. You're helping with Base Philippines there with a couple things with Ohara.ai. Pancake Swap is now live with their agentic skills. So if you have like if you have some type of skill product, whether it's OpenClaw or some of these other AI agents, now you can actually teach it through the Pancake Swap skill to do swaps, LP positions, farming strategies. With Pancake Swap being across 15 different blockchains now, I think is the number. This is actually very big. One thing I can definitely say about PancakeSwap, even though they're the granddaddy of what we consider a yield farming protocol here on this space, they're a good one-stop shop. They still pull in a ton of volume every day. So if you're looking to profit off the behavior of other investors, which is something we talk about all the time here at Beacon and in our content, it's about going where the volume is. And PancakeSwap still pulls in tons of money every 24 hours based off of people interacting with different assets here on the blockchain. So congrats to them. We're going to dive into this, I think, over the next couple weeks just to make sure how it looks, how it feels, and just kind of give you an idea. So if you're a tinkerer like I am, and I think as Ryan is as well, because they're doing some hackathons and whatnot, it's it's a good way to start. So let's go ahead and give you the the time again that you deserve. And thanks again for being here on panel today. Let's talk a little bit about Web3 Iloilo. So tell me a little bit about Ryan, your story, how you got into this space, and really what you guys are looking to do with both Web3 Iloilo and also as an ambassador for Base Blockchain from Coinbase.
Yeah. So I'm just going to introduce myself again. So I am Ryan Chris Ariago, also known as Jakarian in Web3 space, and currently the co-founder of Web3 Iloilo and regional base ambassador for the Philippines. So what I usually do here in the Philippines is that I help non-crypto users understand why they need to start exploring and thinking about Web3 and blockchain now. So my journey started way back in 2021. I was actually hired as a virtual systems architect for a franchising company in the US. So if you're familiar with Halal Guys
Yeah.
and Pepper Lunch, they're one of our clients before. So my boss is actually a big franchisee of Halal Guys, but he already sold that one. Um, and my boss was happened to be friends with some of the popular Board Ape holders. So especially the Board and Hungry restaurant. So I think they're very popular there as well in California.
Yes.
So I was able to witness the growth of that brand, and I got totally hooked with their story, because they were able to use an NFT for branding, and they did amazing job. They really did an amazing job. So my boss also launched an NFT project in OpenSea in Ethereum. I work as a graphic artist, social media manager, video editor, animator, and puppeteer for that NFT project for 3 years. So it was a fun and exciting moment. So for me, it's a aha moment for me, because I'm an artist and I love art and NFTs. So, and I'm totally amazed as well because the money here moves very fast.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, in just a few days we were able to, I think, reach millions for that NFT project. But it's no longer active right now, and I'm no longer connected with them. And that's why we started to create building here in Iloilo. So for me, started during the pandemic. For me, it's a blessing in disguise because I was able to work from home, and I got onboarded in Web3 and blockchain. So yeah, that's my story.
Awesome. So tell me about a little bit about what you guys are doing with Base Filipinas and tell me a little bit about, because you guys just did a couple of big hackathons there in the Visayas. So tell me a little bit more about the adoption, the overall sentiment with Base in the Philippines, and how things are going to be moving forward.
Yeah. With Base Philippines, we just celebrated our first anniversary here in the Philippines last February 27th. So we got featured in the Beat Pinas page, which is one of the oldest crypto news publication here in the Philippines since 2017, I believe.
Yeah.
And with my co-ambassadors, we were able to reach 100 plus events across 50 cities and municipalities here in the Philippines, and I think around 40 plus university partners. So just uh, here in the Philippines, we are composed of different islands, multiple islands. So I think around 7,000 plus. So we are here in the Philippines. I'm tasked to dominate the Visayas region, which is the middle part.
Mm-hmm.
So every month I travel every province and conduct events and workshops and hackathons to spread the good news about base and to onboard everyone on chain. So what we do is we do meetups. That's the base friends. We call it base friends. We also do the hackathons, which is the base builds, online webinars, which is base learn, and we do face-to-face community town halls as well in every region. So we here in the with I think in my area we were able to reach around 500 plus students.
It's amazing.
So that's a big thing. And it's their first time to build something on the blockchain. So we are happy with that one. And Base gave us the support and budget to conduct this event. So right now kasi most events here when it comes to Web3 and blockchain are in the metro or in the city,
Yes.
so which is Manila. So good thing about Base is that they didn't just focus on the capital city. They spread the word in every region. Because we don't want anyone to be left behind when it comes to Web3 and blockchain. And if we wanted to onboard everyone, uh, it should be the whole country. So that's one thing I like with Base. And right now with students, we are helping them with their capstone projects, and also preparing them for base builds, or I mean the base batches.
Sure.
So
Which is
right now
like
we are
base batches
collecting
number 3, right? Yep.
projects. Yeah, 003.
Mm-hmm.
So we are excited about that one because we have a lot of students that are interested to apply, and hopefully we can fly some of them soon in San Francisco, California.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, that's amazing. So give me just a little bit of an idea. What's one of the coolest things that you've seen these students build, or anybody participating in the hackathons? What's some of the coolest things you've seen built?
Yeah. So there's we last year we focused on games
Mm-hmm.
for the hackathons. So one of the participant created a poop game wherein you can use your own photo, or somebody you hate or your enemy. Then all you have to do is dodge the poop.
I see.
So
Oh,
that's one
actual
fun
poop.
game. Uh, no, it's not that.
No, but I mean like it's
Just
yeah. I see. I know what you're saying.
yeah, it's like just a vector
Ah,
animation.
okay.
So you just have to dodge the poop, and it was fun because it's it's grabbing your attention. So
Yes.
even though it's very simple, but it's very engaging.
Mm.
So also I asked them to create a game since last year. The it's very viral here regarding the flood control
Ah,
projects,
okay.
corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I asked them to create a game about that one, and they were able to create some games like, for example, crocodiles eating money,
Wow.
because you know um, crocs are very uh, what do you call this? Yeah, so something like that. And this year, we wanted to focus more on their personal projects. So more on something that can actually contribute to the community, and meaningful projects. So yeah, there's one here, rental application that uses Base, and there's also one capstone here that uh, is related to healthcare, or you mentioned earlier the information of the patients. So on the blockchain. So That's also that project went to I think Taiwan to present. So that's also a big win for the community because we were able to help them understand when it Web3 and blockchain. Because here in the Philippines we have limited instructors
Okay.
that are into that have any idea about this one. So we were able to help them understand in a simple way. And good thing that they were able to represent the country um, or the Philippines
Hmm.
in that uh, conference.
I mean, I'm a professor, so if you need me to teach people, let me know. Happy to do so for mga kababayan. I definitely want to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
a thing about pride for me about being a foreign-born national. So I want to make sure that I can help anybody in the Philippines who wants to do that. Just want to do a quick little pivot, real quick, just to kind of say why we're talking about the Philippines. Very important, actually, and shout out to Michael at Bitpinas. I did reach out to them to let them know we were going to talk about them today. So, as you mentioned, since 2017,
Ooh,
big aggregator of news, just trying to bring the idea of what blockchain is going to be in the Philippines. For those who are not aware, in January they passed a bill to bring the the economic data and the corporate treasury of the Philippines on chain. Now they did create with a vendor called Bayani Chain, the Bayanihan Digital Chain, which is it's a private blockchain where they can have all this. So all of the blockchain technology that's there, it's huge. It's great to see. If you could take a second, Ryan, to really just kind of describe, now that we have, Base Philippines doing things there, other groups I'm sure are doing things there. What's kind of the landscape for blockchain now in the Philippines? Now that this is front and center, a lot of people are very curious about it. Especially with DBC being there as a no cost resource to the government, and how people are looking at blockchains, sovereignty, digital currencies. This has to be a really exciting time to be there, right?
yes. Actually, Philippines is the I think in the top two when it comes to the adoption when it comes to with cryptocurrency here in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
based on some exchanges like I think OKX, from what I've heard. And when Senator Bamakino announced the blockchain the bill or the Senate Bill 1330, we were actually shocked. So I yeah, we did not expect that the corruption thing and the flood control scandal would be the reason why for the government to apply blockchain uh, on this kind of topics. So um, I think it's focused on limiting corruptions in government agencies because they have stolen billions of pesos from the Filipino community. So for me, it's an eye opener. And yeah, I'm super happy that Senator Bam proposes this one and very bullish on this because when he announces this one, my speaking engagements actually went up.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So
As they should. As they should.
yeah, yes, because here in Visayas, there's not a lot of speakers here when it comes to blockchain
Mm-hmm.
in my area. So they have no choice but to tap me. And yeah, there are some, already a lot of companies here building on blockchain. Like, for example, The Block.
Mm-hmm.
There's also another one, Cadena.
Oh yeah, Cadena.
And
Yep.
also, yeah, the Bayani chain is
Yes.
one of uh, the companies as well. And I'm good friends with them, with Paul, and we've met in some events, and also Jello, one of their I believe founders or members. So yeah, I'm so happy with their progress as well. And even though there are some companies that are contradictions or it's hindi talaga siya maiiwasan that there will be fights between companies on who can actually implement better solutions for this one. But from what I've heard, Bayana Chain is one of the they've been building. since a very long time here. So yeah, I'm very bullish when it comes to this one because it will open a lot of opportunities as well for us
Yes, completely agree.
because yeah, these politicians are already starting to uh, create their own bills as well, and in the future they might need blockchain experts like developers, advisors, and even artists to create something for their own regions or for their area. So there will be a demand in the future for sure. So that's why we are preparing the students as well. But from what I've heard, the bill is moving fast.
Yeah.
So it might, from what I've heard, it might get passed here on the second quarter. I think
Okay.
around June or July.
Okay.
So I was expecting for a year, but it's moving faster. So we have to move fast here as well on my end because they're going to need help.
Yes. You're gonna need a lot of help. So, yeah. So again, shout out to bitpinas.com. If you're curious about all of the movement here, they have a great feature on all of the blockchain and crypto bills filed in the 20th Congress here in the Philippines, and yeah, fantastic to see uh, people actually working together to bring blockchain to the forefront. Not like here in the United States, where yeah, we have what's called the blockchain caucus in Congress with House reps and Senate reps, but there's a lot of lobbying. Let's put it that way, because for those of you who don't know, yes, we have a president, yes, we have a Congress, and we have a bureaucracy. We have a lot of lobbyists who line pockets of a lot of public figures to push specific agendas through. And that's the main reason why we still don't have a Clarity Act done, even though we have a Genius Act done for stablecoins. So uh, while other parts of the world are getting things figured out, like they are here in the Philippines, we're still struggling with that here in the U.S. So hopefully, the speed, the working together that most of these public servants are doing to get more of this into the ethos as part of how Filipinos will live moving forward is great, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to go. I want to be respectful of your time, Ryan. Again, thank you so much for being here today. Really quick before we move on to what's going on in June, I just want to talk about the mothership here real quick. If you want to learn a little bit more about how DeFi works, if you own crypto, you want to help get it working for you, you can go to our website here. This is our free website, Total Value Locked, school.com/beacon from here at Beacon DeFi, which is my education and onboarding company here. We've helped onboard tens of thousands of people into the decentralized finance space, into blockchains over the last 5 years. And definitely do check out our Start Here post. We have plenty of free content. You get a message from myself and our CEO, Andrew. You'll learn a little bit more about our offerings as well. So we have a ton of free content. We have the 2 weekly live streams we do every week, plus all of this content. And if you want to learn how to make your first dollar in DeFi within 48 hours, get one-on-one mentorship with me, or join our very amazing high-ticket mastermind, which is our Beacon Mastermind, please feel free to reach out. Happy to help you out there. And again, thanks to our Beacon Mastermind founding members, our current members, and our challengers and spotlight subscribers for helping make what we do possible. So we love you guys. Thanks again for doing that. If you found really great value in today's show, please follow Ryan on socials. Follow us as well. Like, subscribe, all of that great stuff. We're here to educate. We're here to tell you about what's going to be the future that's being built around you and how you can approach it yourself to great success. One thing that hopefully I'll see you in June, Ryan. Philippine Blockchain Week is happening June 19th to 21st over in Pasay at the SMX Convention Center right by the airport. I have been approved and invited to be on panels to speak, and also I'm looking to put together a networking and workshop. So if you're curious about blockchain, you want to learn more about how to get into certain ecosystems, stuff like that. If you just want to meet other contemporaries, other colleagues here in the space, come see us out there in June. Excited to be there, working with a bunch of sponsors to get me there, to really just bring as much exposure to the Philippines and vice versa. Because what the Philippines is doing with blockchain is a shining model for what the rest of the world should be doing with blockchain in their specific jurisdiction. So Again, Ryan, thanks again so much for being here. Anything else that you'd like to push here, here with what you're doing? The floor is yours.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So I'm looking forward to meeting you as well.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And if you need to help with organizing the event here in the Philippines, just let me know.
Absolutely.
I do have connections in Manila as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So looking forward for your networking workshop. And yeah, thank you very much for inviting me here. You can also follow me at on Twitter at Ryan Arago05. Here in the Philippines, we're more active on Facebook.
Yeah.
The crypto community here is more active on Facebook than on Twitter. So you can follow us on Facebook at Web3 Iloilo. And also on Twitter, we have Web3 Iloilo TH. And if we're currently onboarding Web3 projects, games, and DeFi's here in the Philippines. So if you wanted to connect with me, you can email me at ryan.web3iloilo at gmail.com. So yeah, thank you very much, Chris. I really appreciate this one. Yeah.
Of course, man.
And big thank you.
Of course, my pleasure. And again, follow them on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook too at the DeFi Professor. And
Oh, wait. I think that's the other one.
is it? Oh, there's another one.
There's another one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me let
That's the old one.
Oh, that's the old one. Okay, let me back it out then. Let's look at the other
Yeah.
one then, because I followed both of them, so I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, this is the yes. Actually, I don't know. They look the same.
Because before our account got hacked, so we
Ah,
have to use another
okay.
another
Well,
Facebook
I think this I
page.
think this is it. I
Yeah,
think.
that's the one.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, I love this women of blockchain. I need to meet Cryptita. I want to meet Cryptita. That's the next person I want to meet.
Ooh.
I'm a big champion for women in tech. I'm a big champion for women in all spaces. So always happy to give them a platform wherever. So definitely want to make sure because as myself being a father to three daughters, my daughters deserve the world and they need to know that everything in the world is open to them. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
Yeah. You're friends with Michael?
I am not. I just reached out to him, but just let him know that I appreciate his content and would love to collaborate down the line for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I can directly connect you if you want
Wonderful.
to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or
Yeah. So I know that most people in the Philippines are asleep right now. So waking up, please like, share, and subscribe once you're awake and get the muta out of your eyes, and go out and if you're not in blockchain or you're curious about it, go out, check out. There's lots of great content out there. It's nothing to be afraid of. I know that you gave me some content for, I think her name is Kira or Kyra, who now works I think for Coins PH or something like that. After being scared of crypto because of crypto scams and rugs and stuff like that. What we talk about, at least on this show, are the things that are safe and secure because security is number one for us. Pardon me.
yes.
So, any closing thoughts, Ryan, before we go?
Yeah. I always tell this to my community members is that, the things that we only see in movies, like for example, sci-fi movies are starting to become a reality.
Yes.
Star Wars, Big Hero 6, Iron Man, Black
Big
Panther,
Hero 6. I
Gundams,
love it.
and more. Yes, I love Big Hero 6. That's one of my favorites.
Yes, yes.
So we shouldn't fear this kind of technologies. We actually have to be excited about this one. We're not yet on the peak of this. We're just starting. So yeah, let's enjoy Web3 and blockchain together.
Exactly. There's room for everyone here. It's not just for the rich. It's not a system that's just for the few. This is for everyone. Everyone has a chance to participate in this in a world of self-custody where your keys, your crypto, your yields are yours to keep. You're not giving 6% to the bank. You are the bank here in this realm. So again, we do this show every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. We've done it every week since December of 2021. If you want to follow more of our content, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern is our training called Beat the Banks. We've done that since January of 2022, every Friday at 3 p.m. So I'm excited. It'll be here on our Twitter. Feel free to follow along. And we're happy to continue educating and making sure that everyone stays safe and secure and finds that generational transfer of wealth that Web3 and DeFi help provide, whether it's through yields, whether it's through NFTs, perp dexes, anything that's out there. There's a lot of different mechanisms to find really good, safe, and secure yield. We're here to help you find that. So, Again, thanks for being here, Ryan. We'll see you next week for another great panel. As we say here on the show, beacons up, banks down. Take care, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, GM.
Don't go anywhere, Ryan. We'll be right with you.